Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. Um, I'm going to use my TikTok entrance, and this is a remake of the video that I was starting to make, but people in the hallway seeing my light on continued to talk and put family business on the internet, but will be bitching at me if I put that video on the internet, so I deleted that video. Now that I've given you that 99.9, let's use my TikTok entrance. First and foremost, welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. I send warnings, not invitations. I apologize for how I say this. I do not apologize for what I say. Now, I am prepared to lose a lot of friends tonight and followers. And I did make an apology video and a thank you video prior to this video. So, if this video hurts you in any way, shape, or form, just go back and watch the apology video. If you are a Trump supporter, this is the time for you to run. If you are a MAGA supporter, this is the time for you to run. I am going to drop 99.9% of everything and every reason of why I cannot stand this man, Donald J. Trump. And why, if you have sisters, daughters, female cousins, and if you have anybody in your family that's a member of the alphabet community, in other words, the LBGTQ plus community, you should probably be praying for them because they're the first ones on the chopping block. The alphabet community, and then your sisters and your female cousins and your mothers if they're still viable for birth. So pay attention to what the fuck I say. Whether you like me or not, this is what you're going to get. You're not going to like the 99.9. I'm going to give you the 99.95 tonight. Let's start with the assassination attempt. I am a veteran of the United States Army National Guard. Do you know what my job was supposed to be had I not got fucked up in BC? My job was to kill people. I understand that shit. If you are a person of the military, if you are in SF school or Special Forces school, which is what SF mean, or you're in Ranger school, and you got there because of your marksmanship, you know exactly what I'm about to say. One shot, one kill, we will. 11 Bravo. That is what we do. That is what they beat into your head for the first couple of months while you were in boot camp at Fort Benning, Georgia. They don't literally beat it in your head, but they tell you every day. Your first class is down there, 12 hours for like almost 18 days or better, or 18 hours for 12 days. You will kill people. You will kill women and children. Whether you want to or not is not a motherfucking option. If that kid has a fucking RPG, you lay one through his fucking skull and you will do it. You might not want to do it, and you will have pain and sorrow and regret, and we have counseling for that. But you will do that because you want to make sure that you make it home and your unit comes back with every man as much as possible alive, with little to no casualties. I said the quiet part out loud because this is what they told me when I sat in that chair with my kickstand at 37 years old, and them telling me face to face, day after motherfucking day, before they put an M4 in my hand, that I am going to be a killer. That I am going to look down the barrel of a gun and lay down a child or a woman because they are the enemy. I know I'm supposed to lay down a man. That's not a problem. I'm a man. But I don't ever want to have to kill a woman or a child. But you know what they told me? You're going to do that because you're 11 Bravo. That means you're infantry. You don't get a say in who you get to kill because you don't get a say in who you get to fight. And if they're on that battlefield, it's you or it's them, and you better make damn sure that it's them. That you lay the fuck down. Because if you don't lay them down, you will be laid down, and you get laid down by a fucking 6-year-old. And we gotta explain that shit to your mother, that you got laid down by a 6-year-old because you didn't think that he was gonna kill you because you didn't see the grenade, because he was told that he was gonna die anyway. So he had nothing to lose by going over and running with a goddamn kamikaze bomb strapped to his ass. Your job as an infantryman is to lay that motherfucker in the dirt. No ifs, no ands, no buts. His ass dies, so did you live. His ass dies so the 54 other dudes in your care have the same mentality as you. They're going to take care of you. You're going to take care of them. Point blank period. You are going to kill them. One shot, one kill, center mass, hit them in the throat, hit them in the head. We don't give a flying fuck as long as they're dead and you're not. The only color you trust is green. Army fucking green. And in my case, it was urban. I still have my blouse My job was quite simple. Kill. Kill. This kid was 20 years old. 20. No criminal record, and supposedly was a noted Republican. Supposedly. The most important part is he had no criminal record. I don't give a flying fuck if he's a Republican or a motherfucking Democrat. He had no criminal record. He was 20 years old and he was white. Now, I'm going to throw some hypotheticals in there because I don't have proof, but I know that somewhere along the line, my hypotheticals are closer to right than wrong when you have a 20-year-old white kid who has a degree from college, who helps old people because he works in a dietary place. He doesn't have a criminal record, but he was a lone wolf. Why is this lone wolf out of the blue, no record, gonna try to unalive the president, in which he's a fucking Republican too? You know, it's not making any sense. It was too easy. It was too clean. And then he was taken out too clean also. So I'm going to throw my hypotheticals out in a little bit, but I just want you to understand that as a veteran, I did this on TikTok, and I talked about how there was a Marine in the 60s who was taking out police officers and college students in Texas. I talked about the Las Vegas shooters. I talked about school shooters. I talked about Uvalde and whatever with the kids. And one time that the young girl who decided to go to school the first time, and she was also white, to shoot up the school. Alright? Y'all can find it. It's out here somewhere. The internet is forever. This young white lady decided to go to school one day. A girl. And just shoot people. Apparently she was also a member of the alphabet community, but she was biologically a female. And she sprayed the place. They killed her. So when you go back and watch this video and you see me talking about how you're going to kill men, women, and children, someone had to put that child down. Just like every other shooter, someone has had to put them down. And that's supposed to be my job. Had I successfully got through infantry without having to get my hip fucked up, I would have never left the military. Even though I know I would have to kill children because I was infantry. Because it was my fucking job. It's a job that I didn't choose. It's a job I got because I was stupid with math. So when I tell people when they want to go to the military, brush up on your fucking math. You do not want 11 Bravo. You don't want nothing revolving around you having to kill someone. Unless you're insane and you want to kill people, so you want to do it the legal way so that you don't go to prison for that shit. Because in the line of duty, if you kill someone, it's not murder. Thank God for the Geneva Convention. Alright? Just thank God for the Geneva Convention. Now, hypotheticals. 2 people died that day. A fire chief, he lost his life saving his daughter and his wife at a Trump rally. 2 other people were in stable condition. They were old, and lookership states that they were some redneckish looking dudes. Trump got winged by the ear. And in solidarity, everybody's wearing fucking napkins on their ear. Y'all are in a cult. I'm sorry. You can stand in solidarity without mocking a fucking injury to the ear. He's probably wearing a tampon. I mean a Tampac. They're all the same to me. Somewhere, these 2 people who died, the sniper and the fire chief, you're at a Trump rally, which is mostly done by MAGA and a couple of tokens. Something's not right here. The people who saw the sniper climb the roof reported him over and over again, and yet Trump still went on stage, and you're going to tell me that's normal? No, the fuck it's not. I was a security guard once too, just in case y'all don't know. I have a degree in police science and criminal justice, just in case y'all don't know, with my government name. But more importantly, I was an army man, infantry. I know procedure, and that's not procedure. If 9 people are calling you and sending you video that there's a fucking sniper on the roof, the shit should have been canceled. Therefore, this shit was set up. If you go watch the news and go watch the videos they've showed over this week, they said that they were warned about this shit before it happened. Yet Trump still went on stage. And here's the worst part about this shit. Our house has been shot up before. Our whole fucking block was a war zone once. And my sister lost an eye. One of them. Our family still hasn't recovered from that shit. And that was before I went to the army. I don't like guns. I have a bow and arrow. I refuse to buy a gun. Refuse. I shot guns as a child. I know how it sound like. I know the damages that shit can do. This man's talking about let me get my shoes. And it's funny how the Secret Service didn't just shove his ass off like they're supposed to do. No, he's going to go fight, fight, fight to solidify his victory so that all of you people who support this motherfucker will be behind him 100%. 100%. The fact that the sniper was a 20-year-old kid without a criminal record doesn't rub y'all the wrong way. The fact that the kid is a registered Republican doesn't rub you the wrong way, but yet he shot at a former Republican president. But y'all just think that this shit is bullshit, right? Y'all know he really tried to shoot the president. This young man, hypothetically speaking, was probably a member of MAGA and was told, this is what you're going to do. You're going to get up on that roof and you're going to take a couple of pop shots at the president. What they didn't tell the motherfucker was they were going to kill that sumbitch. As for the fire chief, God rest his soul. And God rest the sniper's soul. The fire chief might have also been a martyr for the cause. I did a complete saga about that shit on my TikTok channel. This is a blatant setup. No matter how you slice it, this is a blatant setup. No one is that calm after gunfire. No one. I don't give a fuck. I'm a fucking vet, and I can tell you honestly, the first day that we went down range and they had mortar cannons and shit blasting off at us and blasting caps and shit, nobody, even the country boys that was with me that was hunting, they were the ones screaming the most. Nobody's that fucking calm after being shot at. Nobody. Not Jesus, not Kanye, not Bigfoot. No one is that motherfucking calm that he's gonna worry about his shoes. Why the Secret Service move so fucking slow? Why was Trump even allowed to get on the fucking stage after being called by many people, even the local police? They literally saw the ladder. Hell, they were in the same goddamn building as the guy. Oh, we don't believe you. Is that what that was a case of? We don't believe you until the shots got fired, right? And we got this 20-year-old whose life is taken on a fucking roof of a fucking building because he just knew he was going to be a martyr for the cause of MAGA. But y'all don't want to believe that, right? Y'all just want to think that Echo Fan Grey Wolf is full of shit. Believe what you want. But you tell me how many 20-year-old white dudes you know is going to take a shot at the former president so close to an election when he's voting for the same fucking party. Doesn't make sense. It's too clean. And for y'all to keep believing that shit means you really better check your morals. Ain't no way in hell a 20-year-old white dude who has the world at his feet, no criminal record, ain't been to jail, maybe not even have a fucking speeding ticket. The boy looked like he ain't never been in a fight a day in his damn life. And all of a sudden, he decides to get a raw hair up his ass and lace down some suppressive fire at the president to die right thereafter. His parents said they didn't know what was going on and it was his parents' gun or his father's gun or some bullshit like that. And y'all gonna tell me y'all believe that this shit was honestly, true to God, a fucking assassination attempt. I've walked down the barrel of guns more than once in my life when I was a little bit insane. I'll tell you, quick story time. I have a cousin and a brother. My cousin's nephew, making him my second cousin, was a little butterball motherfucker. And I was in my 20s. And he was overweight and he said, I bet you can't powerbomb me. And my younger brother said the same thing. There was a mattress on the basement floor. Like a kid's bed mattress. I powerbombed both of them because they were both bigger than me and didn't think that I could do it. And they found out that dynamite comes in small packages. So they ran up the street and got my cousin, who has passed not too long after this, as a matter of fact. He pulled out his .44 Magnum. It was a .357 the first time. .357. I walked up to it I put it to my head and said, shoot me. It's the only way you can whoop my ass. Go ahead, shoot me. Your nephew started the shit, I finished it. Shoot me. I showed him and my little brother that they can't beat my ass. You want to go next? Shoot me. He cocked the hammer back and went on up his way. He knew he couldn't beat my ass either. He walked away. Smart man. Because he would have had to kill me right then and there. He didn't do it. The very next week, I tombstone power drove my brother and my cousin's nephew. Again, he come running down the hall, come in the house, pulls out 357. I'm supposed to be scared of guns. I'm going to tell y'all why I'm not scared of guns in a minute. So, grab the barrel, put my head to it, shoot me. Come on, bitch. You ain't do it the last time. You can do it this time. Come on. Just pull the fucking trigger. Be a man. Shoot me. You a bad motherfucker. Come on. Shoot me. Your young nephew and my brother shouldn't be running their fucking mouth. You should not fucking open your mouth to people who can fight if you can't fight. We cocked the hammer back, went on back up the street. Never bothered me again. A couple of months later, he was unalive because those same weapons that he had for me, he didn't have the night that he was the victim of an assassination. This is how you know when it's a fucking assassination. Some guy that my cousin had a past with came out of nowhere and took his life in front of his newborn son. His son is now 20-something years old. A couple of months before, when they did all this bullshit, I kept telling him, dude, we fight here in Virginia. This ain't New York. We fight. And most of us don't need no guns. We fight. And if you can't fight, hey, don't start shit. It won't be no shit. Know when to talk and when to shut the fuck up. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of your cousins, your brothers. I'm not scared of none of y'all. Y'all just bigger than me. That's it. And then we had the gun incident, and then he died. He hadn't been in the ground a fucking whole week with his nephew, the same one I power bombed, the same one I power drove. He decided we're gonna make James scared. So his two uncles and my brother got a cherry bomb. He had a 45. Caught me in the street. Cherry bomb went off. My leg shook. And then I realized that I wasn't shot. And I was like, oh, point blank range and you missed. You're fucking dead, buddy. My brother, his two cousins or uncles or whatever the hell they were kin to him, they came out. It's not loaded. I said, doesn't fucking matter. You want to pull a gun out on a motherfucker who likes to fight. I'm not that kid up the street that you can scare by firing off a few rounds. You're going to have to kill me. Period. I'm sorry. I said, no, you about to be sorry. They talked me down. I said, if you ever pull another fucking gun on me, you better shoot me when you pull it. Because if you ever pull another gun on me, it'll be the last damn thing you do before you meet Jesus. And when you get there, you tell him, James sent you with flying colors. And you make sure you tell him, I shot you with your own goddamn gun. You also make sure that he has room for them. As I pointed to my brother and my cousin's cousins. I said, because each and every last motherfucking one of you, I will kill you all and I won't think twice about it because I don't have a criminal record. Going back to the young man who does not have a criminal record. I'm not brazenly bold. I just know how the law works. The law's not really going to give me that much of a hard time for shooting 4 individuals who pulled the gun out on me. And I just got the upper hand. It is self-defense. It's 4 on 1. And though one may have been my brother, they all were going to eat dirt. Permanently. Now let me explain how I got here. I've had a really horrible life. A really fucking horrible life. And I'll be 51 next month. I've had 49 fucking years of horrible life. Alright? Between being teased at school and having a family who would rather see me die than succeed. I didn't really have a whole lot going for me. So suicidal? Yes, I was. 1000%. Thank God I joined the Army. It was the best fucking thing that ever happened to me. When I was a kid, I lost an uncle who slept with this guy. He died from infection. The gun had a hair trigger. He didn't try to kill himself. He just rolled over on top of the motherfucker and it went off. He died within a couple of months. His son would later get my eye jacked in a van. Way later. The glasses are in that thing back there. Still got them. So, prior to that, well, actually after that, because I was like 8 when my Uncle Doc died. So when I turned 14, I was dating this girl named Sophonia. We'll leave off last names. Sophonia was also 14, but she was messing with a 23-year-old. This was the very first time this someone pulled the gun on me, and I didn't know what to do. I knew Kung Fu, but I knew I wasn't bulletproof. You know, I do live in reality. I can be shot. I can be stabbed. Doesn't mean I'm gonna die, but it does mean that it can fucking happen. And depending on the range of that weapon or the sharpness of that blade, I could die. Because I'm not invincible. I'm not immortal. I'm not a god. I'm not gonna heal from this shit without medical attention. So I was walking her home and the guy walled up on us on this goddamn 10-speed. I had my BMX and he had his 10-speed. And so he got to talking, what you doing with my girlfriend? I was like, this is my girlfriend. We started dating at the beginning of the summer, but apparently he had been fucking her and had been having sex with her for a long time. Because we're both 14 and he's 23. He's also a black man. And he pulls out a gun on me. Right to my face he goes, I will kill you. I said, dude, I ain't even had sex with her yet. You gonna shoot me over a girl I haven't had sex with yet? That's my girl. You ain't gonna have sex with her. I'm having sex with her. But I'm gonna blow your fucking ass to kingdom come first. I was too scared to cry, and I had nowhere to go. What I didn't know is that my dad also had a gun. And he didn't open the door all the way. And he was standing on a chair. And he had the gun aimed up. He said, you go ahead. You shoot my son. It'll be the last thing you ever do before I shoot you. Do you have any last words to say? He's like, what? He said, over here, motherfucker. Look at the door. It has the barrel sticking out the door. You got my son, I got you. Shoot him. I fucking dare you. You'll never see another day. And how old are you? I'm 23. You know she's 14 and you fucking her is illegal, right? My son is 14. Now, Jimmy, you back the fuck up. And you got 2 seconds. Put your fucking gun down in your pocket, wherever the fuck you want to do with it. Ride. Right now. Motherfucker put his gun in his pocket and he rode the fuck out of Smithfield. I don't know how far out of Smithfield, but he damn sure got off of B Street. My dad got off the chair, opened the door, and stepped down. Jimmy, take your bike, get in the fucking house. And I did that. Still didn't cry. It never really hit me on how serious this shit was. He walked Sophonia home, because Sophonia's daddy and my daddy was best friends. Even when Sophonia's daddy had a little incident and he had to have some surgery, my daddy never left that man's side other than to come home to take care of me and go right back to Newport News to the hospital. The incident was really personal. He hadn't got shot, but he had an accident on the job, and he had to have some surgery in a place that we do not talk about. Anyway, that was the first time someone put a gun to me. As I grew up, more people would wind up either putting guns to me or shooting at people in places that I was. Which is why I'm a little bit calmer when people fire guns. But then I got military trained, so now I've learned that I'm supposed to run towards gunfire instead of away from it. That's why you don't want 11 Bravo. That shit will fuck your shit up. Because it's my job. So, after hearing that, I hope I opened up your eyes to everything else that I have to say now. Trump was too calm. He was way too fucking calm after getting tackled, and he's bitching about his shoes. And he's throwing the fight sign up. Fight, fight, fight. Never have I ever seen anyone who has been shot at, including our family, be doing that and looking for fucking shoes. We were eating dirt when our neighborhood was getting shot up. We were diving around. And I've had people come at me on TikTok talking about he was just in shock. No, motherfucker. You're not in that kind of shock when someone's shooting at you. No. That ain't remotely close to an option. You are not in that kind of shock. You might be in a form of shock, but you're not going to be in such a form of shock where you're going to be looking for your motherfucking shoes. Let me get my shoes. No, not an option. Not a fucking option. Not when you're getting shot at. Not a fucking chance. This shit's a setup. And for all you Trump supporters and all you MAGA people who don't believe that, go somewhere where people are shooting all the fucking time. See how quickly you're doing this, and running, and seeing how fast you're going to just calm right the fuck down and look for your fucking shoes. That ain't how that shit works. And if you ain't never been shot at, don't put nothing in the motherfucking comments. And if you're not a service person, don't put nothing in the comments. But before I end this video, now I'm going to piss you off if you are a service person. If you are a service person, consider yourself a traitor to the United States of America if you support Trump. Let me explain it. See, when you join the military, you take an oath of service. I so solemnly swear. State your name, and there you go. The oath kind of goes like this. I'll repeat my part for you, and I will use my government name because that's the name the military understands me by. Hold on, I'm doing it wrong. Hand on your chest, salute that flag. I, James Williams Jr., so solemnly swear to hereby serve and protect the Constitution of the United States of America and all that it holds dear from foreign and domestic terrorists. Then I will support the President of the United States because he is the second thing that we protect from foreign and domestic terrorists, unless the President is the domestic terrorist. You do not swear an oath to the President. You swear an oath to a fucking stack of papers, a living document called the Constitution of the United States of America, which he wants to suspend, he wants to change, he wants to eliminate, because he wants to be a dictator for a day. And y'all don't think that a dictator for a day seems funny, right? Y'all just think it's a fucking joke. Why don't you ask the citizens of North Korea if Kim Jong-un was a dictator for a day? Where the people who are living there can barely afford to get fucking potatoes because all of the good stuff goes to the dictator and they barely get table scraps. They have no power, they cannot vote him out, and they have to worry if he's gonna come through the night and kick in their goddamn door and kill them. But y'all keep thinking this shit's fucking funny because y'all think this shit can't affect you. Oh, I voted for him. He's not gonna do this shit. The man already said, as he's backtracking now, but he has already said that he wants a nationwide abortion ban. So if your daughter gets raped by me, or Jesus, or somebody else, your daughter's going to have to keep that baby. But here's the kicker. This only works if your daughter's white. They don't give a fuck about your daughter if she's colored. They'll probably let her have an abortion. We don't want no more motherfuckers of color running around this bitch. That's why we're going to make everybody have the Handmaid's Tale. Now, I want you to think long and hard about this because this came across my FYP. What if your daughter's 8 years old and she started her menstrual cycle and now the state tracks her menstrual cycle? Do you not understand what that means? Let me break that down for you. I'm an 8-year-old girl. I just got my period. I'm going to go talk to my mom. We're going to go to the drugstore, so we're going to get some tampons and some maxi pads. We go to ring that shit up. The clerk looks at me and pushes a button. Is this her first period? Yes, this is her first period. Okay, look, we have to sign out these forms because we now have to track your daughter's menstrual cycle. By the way, ma'am, when was the last time you had a menstrual cycle? Well, that's right. When was the last time you had a menstrual cycle? They're tracking my menstrual cycle, they're going to track her menstrual cycle, and they're going to track your menstrual cycle. So every time that you come to the store, you're going to have to buy these tampons. And when you do, you're going to have to push that button right there. But if you don't push that button, it's okay because there's cameras all over the place. And they're watching us. Oh, my bad. This wasn't convincing, right? This wasn't convincing. Hold on. We're going to make this convincing. I'm about to be the ugliest bitch you've ever met in your life. Maybe you'll get a better feel if I got boobs, right? All right, there we go. We got some boobs now. All right, we got boobs. Let's try that scene again, because I have boobs now. They look nice, don't they? Fucking awesome. I'm 8 years old and I just started growing titties. I got titties. I'm 8 years old. I got titties. I got titties. And they so pretty. Because I got, I got my period. I need to go talk to my mom. There's things happening downstairs that I don't understand yet because I'm only 8 years old. Let me go talk to my mom. Mom, we need to talk. There's something wrong with me. No, dear, there's nothing wrong with you. You're becoming a woman now. You're gonna have boobs. They're gonna be big like this. You're gonna be so pretty. Let's go clean you up. That's right. I have 5 sisters. Don't think I haven't listened to that conversation at least once. Now, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna go to the store and we're gonna get you some supplies. And every 28 days, you're going to need these supplies. So you're either going to have to learn how to use panty liners, maxi pads, or tampons. Now, they all have instructions because tampons have this little thing. So once you pop it in and you pull the applicator out, you leave the string hanging from your vagina. So then you can actually pull it out when it's done. When the string turns red, that means you need a new one. Okay? Because you may be having a heavy flow day, and we have packs for that. We have light, heavy, and super heavy, and omega flow in some cases. And anything past omega flow means you need to go to the OBGYN. And this is where shit begins to get nasty. Y'all like my boobs? Anyway, when it gets nasty because the government now is watching OBGYNs. These motherfuckers are quitting their jobs quick, fast, in a hurry because they don't want to get arrested for assisting you with birth control. They're also trying to ban birth control. And your president, the one with the bogus ass assassination tip, sign up for that shit. Ladies, if I have offended you with my boobs, it was to make a point. Alright? How's my acting? Anyway, point being made. They're going to start tracking your daughters, your wives, and your sister's menstrual cycle. And this is going to affect white women more than it's going to affect black women, Native women, or Asian women. Because they already tried to sterilize black women, Native women, and Asian women a long, long time ago before they started getting busted and they started going against that Hippocratic oath of thou shalt not do harm. Now just imagine, you're a grown-ass man. Oh, I forgot. Here comes the best part. Police are going to get full immunity. That means they're going to kick your door in and take your fucking guns. You know, the guns you're so worried that Joe Biden was going to take from you? Yeah, it's going to be Trump. You're not going to see it coming, but hey, it's going to be Trump. He's going to take your motherfucking AR-15s. He's going to take your bump stock. He's going to take everything. You know why? Because a dictator is not going to let the people have weapons so that they can rise up and overthrow him. Because that would be a dumb dictator. But a smart dictator is going to send in the cops, the army, the National Guard, the army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and they're going to take your guns. Those same motherfuckers that you voted for, they're going to take your guns. And those same motherfuckers the NRA are voting for, there will be no NRA because all that shit's going to be done. And you dummies are voting this shit in. So when we say vote blue no matter who, now you know. And don't say that Echo Fang Grey Wolf didn't warn you that this shit was coming. I have a bow and arrow. They're going to take that shit. I have a hatchet. They don't understand. They can take the bow and arrow. I can still fight with this hatchet. I can kill people with a spoon. I don't need a knife. I don't need a gun. I can kill you with this finger right here. Because I learned how to do that when I was 16 by a Green Beret. But hey, you know, you guys are so worried about the fucking Democrats taking your guns, you're never going to see that slap in the face until it's too fucking late when he has full fucking immunity because he's a dictator. He's going to get rid of the judicial system. He's going to get rid of legislation. Everyone's going to answer to him. And if you don't answer to him, you very well may be executed. So we all know what's going to happen to Echo Fang Grey Wolf because he's going to be executed because of videos just like this. But the internet is fucking forever. Remember that. The internet is fucking forever. So even if I'm executed, I warned y'all. But y'all didn't want to vote blue no matter who. Y'all wanted to vote red. And now we're all dead. Good job. Good job. Now he's tucking it back a little bit, but he's still planning on Project 2025, where if you're homeless, it's illegal for you to be homeless. Guess where you're going? To prison. If you're a homeless vet, guess where you're going? To prison. Now, let's talk about this veterans real quick, because I did mention that before I jumped off and became a girl and put on some boobs and shit because they're going to be tracking my menstrual cycle. Let's talk about these people who are oath breakers, because you know he never said nothing to Ashley Babbitt's family, right? But she's dead and gone. Martyr for the cause. And I got vets that I follow to support this motherfucker who looked dead in the face at the fucking damn funeral at home where all the vets are buried and said that people who serve are suckers and losers. My war heroes don't get captured. He insulted the Gold Star family. He also picked on the mentally handicapped. And y'all motherfuckers who support this motherfucker just let all that shit slide, right? Oh, here's my favorite. It's so bright in here, I can only see the black people. But that's not racist compared to if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But let's see, how many black people has Biden tried to put in power? Got a black Supreme Court judge? No. Trump ain't put nobody black no damn where. No, but he loves Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas has a white wife who had something to do with Epstein, I believe, or something in that manner. Trump has been accused of doing some things with Epstein, but so has Bill Clinton. And as soon as they bust all the Epstein child molesting motherfuckers, they're going to get him too. You just don't want to believe that it's him. Alright? Well, how about this? So, he's going to be tracking your 8-year-old daughter. Or did you guys forget about the time there was a 10-year-old in the audience and he said, in 8 years I'll be dating her? That's pretty nasty. You know, go back to what I just said when I put those boobs on about them tracking my 8-year-old girl's menstrual cycle with breast. I'm so glad I don't have children. I am so glad I don't have children, but I have nieces who have nieces, or nieces who have daughters. I have to worry about their safety because he's going to give police officers total immunity. So if your ass is brown, you going down. When he kicks in your door and they take your fucking shit. And they put a round through your shoulder or your chest because you tried to save your little girl. But no! Bow! What can you do? Nothing. Because he said it out loud and y'all just let it go. I'm going to give the police their power back by giving them complete immunity. So what happens when they do it to you, the Trump supporters? Because y'all believe like all hardly in hell that he can't betray you. But Judah betrayed Jesus, and so did a couple of the disciples who denied him. Right? For all y'all church-going people, I think it was Paul. You will deny me 3 times before the crow hawks. And Judah, who gave him that kiss of death. And the next damn thing you know, Jesus is on the fucking cross with a crown of plenty. But y'all don't take that shit serious, do you? Nah, y'all don't take nothing Trump says serious because we're taking it out of context, even though let's talk about the Central Park 5. 5 young men my age now, well, 4 of them are because one of them died, and he never said sorry, even though the DNA cleared these motherfuckers, but y'all don't believe that he should say sorry. How about this one? Why don't you ask China? I heard the Kung Flu was going around, the Wuhan disease. What the hell was the other one he said? But it doesn't really matter because y'all don't think that that shit was serious. But the increasing of Asian attacks by black people and white people didn't affect y'all, right? But black people and white people were beating the fuck out of Asian people. Asian people decided to go buy guns. Now, most of the time, the minor minority generally just leaves people alone. But people had started attacking them. It was a Filipino dude because some racist motherfucker couldn't tell the difference between a Chinese guy and a Filipino dude. So he cuts him from his cheek across his nose to his other cheek. But that doesn't affect you, right? Because even though Trump said the Kung Flu and the Wuhan disease, and why don't you ask China during his presidency while COVID was rampant, instead of trying to fix this problem, you know, go drink some bleach. Go get some chloroquine. You know, very, very bad advice from a guy who doesn't know shit about medical stuff, but then turns around and doesn't know shit about military and says, I know more than my generals. And so for all you Trump supporters who have gotten this far in this video, you better go back and watch it again. Especially the part when I have boobs. You might want to think about your daughters, your friends and their daughters, your great-granddaughters to be. Are you gonna own it? Are you gonna look your daughter in the face when she's a handmaid with that little red dress and that bonnet and she has to be impregnated by fucking old, ugly, raisin ass white dudes? Are you gonna own that shit? Are you gonna look at your daughter with your little gunshot wound in your shoulder and be like, I'm sorry, honey, this is my fault. I voted for this motherfucker. I never thought he would do this. But daddy, you had guns. Nah, they took our guns the day he got in office and became dictator for a day. They took all our fucking shit. They melted all my AR-15s. They took my bump stocks. They took all my bullets. They took everything. But I voted for this shit. Are you going to own it? And let's not forget about the fucking tokens. You know, the blacks for Trumps, the Asians for Trumps, the Hispanics for Trumps, the Mexican for Trumps, the poor white people for Trump. He's never said a damn thing to them. He's never said anything bad about white people. And yet, the assassin was a 20-year-old white man with no fucking criminal record, but he's never said anything bad about white people. He's only said bad things about Asians, Muslims, natives, and black people. And let me reiterate, because there were some things that I found out about that he did before I was born. But him and his daddy wouldn't let people of color live in his housing area. If they're color, don't let them in. Just write C on the application so we can handle the rest. Oh, let's talk about the casinos, where when the elites came in, all the black workers were not allowed to work that day. And now let's go to the casinos in 1993, where the Indian casinos, or the Native American casinos, was putting his casinos down in the dirt. So what does he do? He goes to California and complains, and then he goes, they don't look like Indians to me. You can find that video. Yeah, you're going to go watch the whole thing, and you're going to take my part as a grain of salt and take his part for everything that you can take from it. Everything. And now I'm going to sing you a song from CCR called Fortunate Son. I'm going to butcher this motherfucker, but I need you to pay attention to the words. Because, see, I already know what's going to happen to me and half the brown people. Well, he's going to think that I'm a Mexican, so he's going to burn up my birth certificate, kick me out of the country in which I was born. But I'm also part Native American, so he's going to find a way to get a loophole around that shit, too. But here we go. The song is called Fortunate Son. You should probably pay attention, because what's going to affect me now, it's going to affect you later. So here we go. Shout out to CCR before I do this and butcher their song. Are you ready? Let's go. Some folks are born made to wear the flag. Oh, that red, white, and blue. And when they play, hail to the chief, well, oh, they're pointing the cannons at you, yeah. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't that rich man's son, no. It ain't me, it ain't me. I'm not that fortunate one, yeah. Some folks are born with a silver spoon in hand. Oh, they sending y'all to war. And when they ask, how much should we kill? The answer's always more, 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 yeah. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't that rich man's son, no. It ain't me, it ain't me. I'm not that fortunate one. Now I need y'all to remember that. That one tiny part about, oh, they're pointing the cannons at you. See, y'all don't see the cannons, because y'all see them pointing them at me and everybody who does not support Trump. So the cannons are pointed at the alphabet community, because they want to get rid of same-sex marriage. They want to make sure the alphabet community is eradicated, so you can't go to the urinals or the toilet seats that you identify with as on the inside. You have to go to the bathrooms which you identify on the outside. And he's mostly aiming this shit at children who are born in the wrong body. This is a thing. Children do have this. It is a fucking disease. But y'all don't want to believe that. Scientifically, they've proven that this is a mental defect. But y'all don't want to believe that. Oh, you can be straight today, son. But Dad, I'm not your son. I'm your son only on the outside, but in the inside, I feel like a girl. This shit's not fucking bullshit. But instead of asking people like advocates like Jazz, the girl I Am Jazz, instead of asking people like her or other transgender people, how's this happening to them, you're just saying that they're liars, or you're just saying that they can choose to be the other way. Hey, look, I'm straight. I love vaginas. I love to lick them and I love to stick them. I don't have kids, but that doesn't change the fact that I like the way they taste. Vaginas, vaginas, vaginas are great. They're a good meal, and they're great on the first date, if the woman is going to consent. If not, take her on another date. And if you're lucky, maybe she'll consent. And if she doesn't, then just move on. But if you're honest with the woman from the jump, you won't have to worry about that shit. And if she's honest with you for the jump, then you won't have to worry about that shit. But hey, if we can fuck on the first date, that's the best damn date you're ever gonna have, buddy. Dinner and a movie and sex too? Hell yeah, let's do the do. But, as I said, Trump wants to eliminate that. He also wants to eliminate people like me from existing by taking us back in time and making it illegal to marry someone who's not of your race. But y'all don't see that coming, though. Clarence Thomas has a white wife, and Mitch McConnell has a Chinese wife. Why do they get to keep their Chinese and white wives, but we don't get to choose who we want to marry? Y'all, you see some Hitlerist action coming on here? Yeah. And let's talk about Heather Heyer and how Trump came to my town in Charlottesville and said that there were good people on both sides. Well, there's no such thing as a good racist. At all. There's a such thing as an honest racist. I can respect an honest racist. Can't respect a good racist because there's no such thing as good. If you were a good racist, you would not be racist. But that wouldn't make any sense, though, would it? Because there's good people on both sides. And I'm supposing you guys are going to take that out of context. And that's not what he meant, motherfucker. That's what he said. And if you say something, you meant it on some level or another. No matter which words came out your mouth, you meant that shit or you wouldn't have said it. Period. That's why they always tell you to think before you speak. Try to word your words carefully. Yeah, this video is going to piss off a lot of motherfucking people. But I'm prepared to lose y'all. Because I would rather lose you telling the truth and knowing who you truly are than have you here knowing that you don't want to be here because you support a man who is a noted racist and a noted sexist. And Billy Bush still doesn't have his job back, and Inside Edition should be ashamed of themselves for firing him when Trump decided that I'm going to grab women by the pussy. That's right. They're going to let me do it. Oh, I forgot the best kicker. Here's the most important part. If you don't hear nothing else, then hear this. Remember when he owned the teen pageant and the American Beauty pageant, and he would just walk in on little naked 14-year-old girls, and they really couldn't say anything because he owned the shit? He doesn't understand the traumatization that he done to these 14-year-old girls, and y'all are just gonna accept that shit. Let it fly. He also did it to grown women, which is how him and Billy Bush got in the conversation of, you can just grab them by the pussy because you're rich. They'll let you do it. When you're rich and famous, they'll let you do it. You can just grab them by the pussy. I have 5 sisters, right? And 3 of my 5 sisters have daughters. And I don't think that if they didn't consent to you grabbing them by the pussy, that you would probably be here if I happen to see you do that shit. I will be more than willing to catch that charge and go to jail for a couple of my nieces and my great nieces if some random asshole decided he wanted to grab my nieces and them by the pussy. Yeah, I think I will be in my rights of defending them because they're my nieces. And if they don't consent to you touching them, outside of it being a female police officer, I should be able to walk free for rearranging your fucking face. But hey, I'm just a failing actor that nobody knows. But hey, let's just say, what would you do if some random old man decides to grab your 8-year-old daughter by the pussy? Or walk in on your 14-year-old daughter because she's Miss Teen USA? But this asshole, my age, 50-something years old, walking in on 14-year-old girls. Come on, man, that shit's not a fucking accident. He even admitted, I own the fucking pageant. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can shoot people on 5th Avenue and no one would say shit. Score 1 for the Donald. This motherfucker got so many accounts on him, and most of them have been dropped. This is the world you are taking your daughters into. So I hope all of you motherfuckers who have daughters, who don't believe that The Handmaid's Tale or Judge Dredd can happen, I hope you own it if he wins. And I hope your families are the first ones to suffer. And yeah, I said that shit. I hope your families are the first ones to suffer because he's not going to give a fuck about me. The cannons are already set at me. But you guys, you white people that voted for him, token black people that voted for him, you token Asians, you token natives, you're next. Understand that shit. This is not just a warning. This is a fact. You're fucking next. You may not think you're next because you're voting for him because you think, hey, I voted for him. Yay, we're safe. No, motherfuckers. He used you. Just like he used Tim Scott to get the black people here. Mama T and Jim Crow Bro and Kanye and Candace. And you dumb bastards fell for the okie doke. Y'all better hope like fuck the LGBTQ people come out in droves and that women wake the fuck up, because this is really, women are fighting for their lives right now. But y'all don't see that shit. You husbands who love your wives so bad and love your daughters so bad, y'all don't see this shit. But you will. You will. And Echo Fan Grey Wolf told you first. Thank you guys for watching. I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you. I could go on for hours on this shit, but I'm not going to, because none of you are listening anyway. But you will. You better believe me, you will. Too little, too late. I think I'll write a song about that.